How's it going today, guys? We are going to talk about some news today. We got quite a few stories that we'll go into. Probably have some more great conversation. Who will I be conversating with today? Well, yet again, we have TJ Rainman on, and we also will be joined by another guest later on in the show, Bear Jakes. So he will hopefully be able to make it in, and we'll be talking about the news together. TJ, if you want to say anything for an opener.
Oh, just what's up, guys? I'm excited just to get in and talk about some stuff. No need for an opener.
Okay, that was his opener. He gave one anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, hope you're doing good today, TJ. We're gonna talk about some news. Got some interesting stories. Hopefully we don't talk about anything too interesting before Bear Jakes gets in here, but he could always give his 2 cents when he does get in. Hello chat, hello the people in there. Saint Metal here decided to come see what the hype is about. Well, there is a ton of hype.
Good
There's
man.
all the hype here, guys. So make sure you hit that like button, follow if you're not already. Got to give that little spiel. But let's get into the news. So first on the agenda, let me see if I could find it here. Another federal judge is blocking yet another Trump order. A judge blocks Trump's transgender military ban. U.S. District Judge Anna C. Reyes has issued a preliminary injunction that indefinitely blocks the enforcement of President Donald Trump's executive order banning transgender individuals from serving in the U.S. military. The ruling was based on the policy being unconstitutional and discriminatory, arguing it lacked military necessity and was soaked in animus. Okay, that's a weird way to describe it. This decision allows transgender service members to continue serving openly. And then we also have an article. What are your thoughts on that? Just based off that, I didn't have it presented here, but I will
Gotcha.
present the article. So what are your first thoughts on that?
First things first is we expect it. Like every single action that's going to be taken is going to be challenged, and that's why I think that the Trump administration has to make sure that everything that they're doing is by the books because everything's going to get challenged and they need to win every challenge. So I don't know. I it all comes down to if the person has the ability to serve in an efficient capacity, and if Pete Hegseth and Trump are saying that transgender people kind of miss the mark, then that's just the standard that is being applied to the military. I don't see really a problem with it.
Have you ever gone through the like process of because when I was fresh out of high school, I looked into joining the military. I can't because I have medical issues.
Gotcha.
But that you could get barred from joining the military for far less than being transgender.
Right.
So I think it's absolutely justified to prevent them from joining the military. This is a mental disorder. It's labeled in the DSM-5 as a mental disorder or mental illness. I forget which. I'm pretty sure it's disorder. And you're predisposed to have higher likelihood of hurting yourself or hurting others. Besides the medical treatments that might come along with that, depending on how far along they are with the transitioning, there's just a lot that goes into that, and we don't need to be worried about it in the military. And I don't want my taxpayer dollars going towards whatever treatments you might need while in the military.
Yeah.
So, and even besides that, I don't understand how a federal judge can dictate how the chief executive runs his military.
Yeah. Another overstepping of the judge's jurisdiction, perhaps, but I don't know. That's why I just go back to we expect it to be everything to be challenged, and
Yeah,
so
it's just crazy to see that we see it at this level. These are unelected judges, and they complain about Elon Musk being, oh, he's an unelected official going in and affecting government. And it's like, well, what are these guys? They're unelected and they're trying to step over the line and say, hey, look, I can tell you what to do in the military. It's ridiculous. But we'll read a bit from this article. A federal judge blocked enforcement of President Donald Trump's executive order banning transgender people from the military service on Tuesday, the latest in a string of legal setbacks for his sweeping agenda. U.S. District Judge Anna Reyes in Washington, D.C. ruled that Trump's order to exclude transgender troops from military service likely violates their constitutional rights. She was the second judge of the day to rule against the administration, and both rulings came within hours of extraordinary conflict, as Trump called for impeaching a third judge who temporarily blocked deportation flights, drawing a rare rebuke from Chief Justice John Roberts. Reyes, who was nominated by President Joe Biden, delayed her order until Friday morning to give the administration time to appeal. The court knows that this opinion will lead to heated public debate and appeals. In a healthy democracy, both are positive outcomes. We should all agree, however, that every person who has answered the call to serve deserves our gratitude and respect. I can't argue that. Yeah, if you join the military, you know, I have all the respect in the world for you. But there's just certain people that should not be in the military, and it's unfortunate that it has to be that way. Like I said, I have health issues. I have a messed up back. I wanted to join the military, but I can't. I physically can't.
Yeah,
Uh, so it just it is what it is. Like and
I'm
transgender
wondering.
make up such a small percent of the small percentage of the population. We don't need them in the military.
Yeah, that was my question. Like, what percentage of recruits are going to be affected by this?
In this lawsuit, it looks like 14 transgender active duty service members were named as plaintiffs.
So we can't even apply a percentage to that.
No, it's the number 14, and I mean that's obviously that's not all of them. I doubt all of them were like signing their name to this,
Sure.
but at least 14 of them were in this lawsuit, and I don't know. I think it's like I just don't understand how you can tell people running the military who they can and can't accept into the military. It's a weird hill to die on, in my opinion.
Right. What is the phrasing of the title one more time?
Freezing of the title? What do you
The,
mean?
the, the title of the article, real quick.
Oh, title of the article is Federal Judge blocks administration from banning transgender people from military service.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
they
Yeah.
they are forcing the military to accept transgender people, which these are people with mental disorders. Like no matter how you look at it on the issue, gender dysphoria is a mental disorder.
And to be honest, if they didn't do this, I'm sure if they wanted to, they could find a different reason. Like you were saying, there's numerous reasons why someone would be unfit to serve in the military, and if they didn't, you know, declined their request because they were transgender, then they could just decline it for some other reason.
Well, I
So
mean, you look at the statistics. We don't need anyone that has the same suicide rate as someone with schizophrenia.
yeah,
Which is a reality when it comes to being transgender. And now that's not to say all of them have suicidal tendencies, but what's the statistic? It's like 40 to 50% of them will at least attempt.
right.
So that's an insane statistic, and that should not be in the military. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some chats here. Blanco said they'll die on any hill as long as it's actually a valley. Lately, Blanco, that's absolutely right. If you saw and then he called it a trans hill, if you would. It looks like we have the official Outworld Live commenting. Hi, Tyler and Mr. Rainman. Looks like Sean Saint 1976, Tyler, Joey, and Quiet Part. There you go. Yeah, those are who you should watch. This is the Timcast Discord lineup. I'll be sending you guys to Outworld Live after this, and then he sends you over to the Quiet Part, and then Quiet Part sends you over to Timcast. It's the official Timcast Discord lineup.
Yeah.
If Blanco changed his schedule a little bit, he'd be able to send people to mine, and then we'd have him in the lineup too. He's just a little behind. I had to move mine closer to Joey's. It is what it is.
Anytime, we'll get him.
We'll get him. We'll get him over there because he has a pretty good show over there too. I need to get on his show again. But so yeah, no. Any final thoughts to this? Because I mean, there's not much to talk about. It's just ridiculous that we even have to talk about this. I do want to accept people into the military, but I don't want to lower the standards of our military to get them in.
And that's kind of where I stand. Is it does come down to the standards and the ability to do the job.
Yeah,
So
we've already lowered our standards significantly. We don't need to lower them even more. And if these people have issues mentally, they're just a danger to themselves and others at that point.
I think so.
So, yeah, okay. We talked about that for a decent amount of time. We'll go ahead and move on to the next story. Do you know Harry Sisson? Do you know who Harry Sisson is? Does the
Yeah,
chat
I've
know who
seen
Harry Sisson is?
Yeah, he's been a part of the X algorithm. Don't follow him or nothing, but for some reason he's always making himself look like a fool.
Yeah, he likes to pop up. He's one of the Democratic. I don't know. I think he's bought and paid for.
Yeah,
Personally. That's
paid
just an opinion.
Democratic propagandists.
Yeah, that's an opinion on my part. I don't have any proof to back that up currently. But yeah, I think he's a paid propagandist. But it's not just him we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about the absolutely ridiculous response by the right. So I think everyone is just retarded in this situation, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because okay, so what's going on with Harry Sisson? So Harry Sisson caught in Snapchat scandals. So liberal influencer Harry Sisson faces allegations of manipulating 11 women into sending illicit photos via Snapchat, including a domestic abuse survivor. I don't know why that needs to be included.
Yeah.
I don't know how that makes it worse. The situation has sparked significant discussion on social media, with some users calling for legal action against Sisson, while others suggest skepticism about the claims. Currently, there's no official response from him or confirmation of legal proceedings. So yeah, basically what happened with Sisson is he was chatting it up on Snapchat. He was giving some females his Snapchat, chatting with them on there, and he basically pretended to have an exclusive relationship with them. But guys, like, if you, this is for the women, this is for guys too. If you're chatting with someone online and they're having you send photos and they're sexting you back and forth or whatever's going on, if they don't meet you in real life, it's not real.
It's
It's
probably a
not.
dude.
Yeah, they are not committed to you. If it's purely an online relationship and they have no desire to meet you in person, it's fake. It's fake, and they're using you. So, and some of these women were being led on for up to 6 months. Like, if you're a month into the relationship and he hasn't even discussed meeting you in person, cut it off. It's not real. So while I do feel bad that they got led on, I also am like, all right, well, that's kind of on you. Like, that's should you like, what do you think about this, Rain
You know
Man? Like,
what?
should there
I'm
be an
gonna.
expectation that, like, these are actual, like, because they're being referred to as victims. I don't know
Well,
if they're necessarily victims.
I actually am going to take a pretty hard stance on this. I think they are victims, and I think that Harry Sisson is a sex trafficker using the Loverboy method to obtain dirty photos of these women. He's a trafficker. You know,
He's a
it's the standard
yeah.
that's been set, and he falls
You're going
right
with
into
the
it.
you're going with the what's his name?
Like the Andrew
Andrew
Tate court
Tate.
case stuff. Yeah,
Going with the Andrew Tate
trafficker.
precedent.
Yep, 100%.
No, but
No,
I
but
mean,
like, dude, people are gonna be whores, especially in the digital world or whatever. Like, people are sexing all the time. Like, who really gives a shit? I mean,
what I thought about when I first saw this, I was like, look, this just proves that there's no actual liberal guy. He's literally pretending to be a liberal. He's pretending to be a Democrat so he can get some chicks.
yep, yep.
Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. And again, like, they're being referred to as victims, which, if more information comes out where, like, he was blackmailing them with these pictures or something like that, then yes, they're absolutely victims. But if
Sure,
he's just, like, chatting it up with chicks trying to get nudes from multiple women, I don't think you're, like, if you consensually send nudes to someone, you're not a victim.
right.
But we have ridiculous statements from people, like you can see up on screen right now. Cat Turd saying, "Lawyer up, Harry Sisson, you creepy ass. Your creepy ass has been exposed. What a complete POS loser. It's so bad. He needs to be in prison." No, Cat Turd, he doesn't need to be in prison. That's a
Well,
ridiculous comment, dude.
so how much of that is just like trolling, like
Cat Turd does troll.
because everybody's so heavily like will attack the right for anything that, like, now that we have a scandal with someone from the left, like, you got to throw it on thick, you got to run them through the ringer, you got to make sure that they're getting canceled, like, that kid needs to be pissing his pants that he's so scared from the backlash of all of this, just to
Right.
eat the playing field.
Oh wait, we have more comments here. It says, "Who's this from?" AKA Face US. Does anyone feel like Harry Sisson leaked this story so that people would think he's straight?
I was also going to say, like, 12 women, like, I didn't think this kid had game. And so the fact that he's
I don't
actually
know. With the
doing
following he
12 different,
has,
well,
only 12.
those are rookie numbers. You got to pump
Those are
those
rookie
numbers up,
numbers,
buddy.
man. You know, I don't know, man. It's just the reaction from people. Like, there was a Twitter space last night, and I was reading some of the commentary. I didn't listen to it myself, but there was people that I trust that were listening to it, and they were giving, like, live commentary to it. Apparently, one of the so-called victims was so traumatized that their mother had to come onto the Twitter space and speak for them. Keep in mind, these are all adults. Every
Wow.
single one in the person in the situation is an adult, and they needed their mother to come on and speak for them.
The generation is soft. I'll tell you that.
Oh my god, I thought I was in a committed relationship with him, and he had me send nudes to him. It turns out he wasn't committed to me. Like, all
Did you
right.
see the comment from Joey?
What Joey say? I got 300 followers on Twitter, and I got more of a roster than him.
Yeah.
Is that the one
Joey, come
you?
on. We all know you ain't got no game.
Come on, Joey. Said he has been posting those videos of girls who won't show their face. Um, he has been posting those videos of girls who won't show their face. What do you mean there, Joey?
So
What
is
do you mean he's?
he almost like putting them on blast? Like
Yeah. So
he's
like, so that's what I mean. Like, if
retaliate.
they,
Isn't
if
that like
he's,
revenge porn, basically?
yeah, if he's posting videos of these people and showing their nudes to other people, then yeah, they are victims. But if it's just like he's just trying to have a roster of people where he gets regular nudes from, I don't know how much of a victim they are if they're consensually doing it. Uh, are they a victim because they don't know about the other women? Like, yeah, he's leading them on, but he didn't do anything criminal.
I mean, at the same time, like maybe this is a good PSA for the other women out there who might be getting manipulated by Harry or something like that. Like it's a PSA to for all these women to know not to fuck with Harry. So
Joey said he has probably on Snapchat been showing videos of him being with a girl. I saw some people circulating it. Yeah, he that is another aspect of the story. After this broke, or like while this was breaking, he started showing videos and pictures of himself with a girl. So it's like, so you got a roster, and then you have someone in real life. But so now, hopefully, all the women that are on his roster will cut ties and be like, all right, he actually has a chick. He's not committed to me. Like, I don't know.
maybe he's like, what is it, pansexual or polysexual?
Polyamorous, I think is
Yeah,
the term.
maybe that's what they got going on. So he was
You
just
know,
trying to bring them all in.
Democrats
to his
got weird stuff going on. I don't know. You know, I'm
That's
not
what.
into the polyamorous stuff. That's all that they can have it. That's all them.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, no, I don't know. The story just seems ridiculous. And then you have I hope Cat Turd is trolling, because like that's ridiculous. Uh, okay, well I can't read that on. I don't
but
know if you saw that.
the fact with that picture is the fact that in parentheses she actually writes out "stop," and then
And then it says don't. Yeah, no,
or, yes,
I
don't,
can't
and then
read the other part of that message, but
yeah, but like there is a level of like him betraying consent in that. You know what I mean?
yeah, like, okay, so the story is what? He's manipulative and he's leading women on, but he
Yep.
didn't. Did he do anything criminal?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did anything criminal. If I see something that he did that was criminal, then yeah, sure, like send him to prison, like Cat Turd said. But
I take that back. Trafficker. He's a trafficker.
he's a straight up trafficker. He's trafficking the nudes of women unconsensually. Well, speaking of unconsensual, that's a good segue into our next story. Or should I save this for? I kind of feel like I should save this story for Bear Jakes. We're going to talk about a Minnesota senator, but I'm going to save that for maybe when Bear Jakes gets on.
Cool.
So what we're going to talk about instead, because that would have been a good segue, but it's fine. Let me read the chat before we go to the next story. So most liberal men do use their outward politics to manipulate women. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, right? Like this, I feel like this just shows that he doesn't actually believe in all the politics of the stuff that he spews. He's just trying to get women. Which, all right, cool, whatever. A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys don't actually care about politics. They're just trying to get chicks.
Yeah, when you see the dude glue his hand to a piece of art, and he's got some girl with him, he's just trying to get laid.
Yeah, or like there was that
do.
video recently of a couple pouring paint on a Tesla robot, and it's like, what does that actually do? Like, you're just trying to impress a chick. That's what a lot of it is, right? I mean, the people that go block highways and stuff, they just want that video being like, look, I did something that mattered. But all right.
Yeah, the photo op, right?
Yeah, all the photo ops. We always need the photo ops. Everyone does. All right, so we're going to talk about how there's the ongoing terrorist attacks from I would assume the left, whether it's the Tesla dealerships or it's these swatting incidents. We have more and more people getting swatted still. And let me see. I had other stories I wanted to talk about along with this. Okay, so Owen Schroyer tweeted last night. Just got swatted. Here's pictures of him. You saw him in the thumbnail. It's grainy security camera footage, but there's also actual videos, and I'll just play over them while we talk. But yeah, no, he got swatted. He's the latest commentator to be swatted, and I don't know where this goes. We have people being swatted, and again, if you don't know what a swatting is, it's calling into emergency services for people in their area and making a false call, basically a very serious false call, saying like people are already been murdered, people are being held hostage, that someone wants to fight with police, like you just make a false threat and the cops come in hot, and there's a good chance that people could get killed. There's stories previously in past years where people would get angry from video games and stuff like that, and they would dox the person that they were angry with, and then they would swat them, and it actually has resulted in people dying.
Isn't that
So
kind of where it all started? It was
it
the
did start in the video gaming sphere. Yeah, people started that with like streamers, and before that, it was people doxing people that they would get angry with online. But it has resulted in deaths before, and it can again. And that's, I would assume when you SWAT someone, that is the goal. You
yeah.
are trying to get them killed.
Yep. How many people from Infowars is this now?
At least two from Infowars, and there's also the reporter that was actually murdered.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen more information about that yet.
So
Um,
what I was thinking about the when the first swatting happened is that like the murder happened first, and then the swatting was the equivalent of the second plane hitting the towers. Like it was to tell you that it was intentional, you know.
yeah,
And it seems like a very coordinated campaign
no,
against. I mean,
it's interesting for sure. I don't know where this goes, because like what do we have to do to get this to stop? Like how do we stop this?
I think it requires a level of diligence from the police departments, understanding that whenever they get a call like this, that there is a strong chance that that it is just a false swatting or whatever. Um, you know, I almost feel like that needs to be the immediate thought of the police, but then you still go in and you handle the situation in the safest manner to make sure that that it's not a real hostage situation, right? But
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because I mean, I love watching police body cam footage stuff. The situations can turn dire very quickly. So these cops are always put on edge, and then they get a call where it's like, "Hey, crazy stuff is going down." It's hard to go in like, "Hey, this might be fake," because you don't want to have your guard down too much. Because then, what if it's real? What if you show up
right,
and this guy actually is looking to shoot at police? So then you go in with your guard down, and then someone ends up getting hurt. So they have to react every time like this is real. Uh, and it's scary for everyone involved, because the
right,
police could get hurt. Because like, what if Owen Schroyer thought it was someone breaking into his house, and then he tries to defend himself, and then he gets killed? Like there's so many bad things that could happen in situations like this,
right,
and then you pair this with what's going on with Tesla dealerships and Teslas in general. These seem like coordinated attacks on people.
100%.
But I do want to pause for a moment. We did get a Rumble rant from Andrew Jacobs, new subscriber here. Good stuff, Tyler. Thumbs up. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. I always appreciate everyone chatting and sending in their comments. Love it. And if you disagree with me or whatever, I love that too. My favorite conversations are with people I disagree with. Which TJ Rainman, we are going to have a conversation about what we talked about on the after show on Timcast Discord at some point.
That's fair. I was a little buzzed up, so I might not quite remember what we were talking about, but I'm sure I'll have that conversation again.
Yeah, no, but yeah, good stuff. While I'm shouting out people on the chat, I also have in the description. I'll go ahead and post it again. If anyone wants to join my Discord and come argue with me, you are more than welcome to. I am trying to do call-ins. Oh wow, my Discord link is invalid. I
Get
forgot
it
to make it
together,
permanent.
bro.
I forgot to make it permanent. That's my bad. So I'll work on getting a better link. That's my bad. But let me post this in the chat for now. So if you do want to join my Discord, completely free to join the Discord. And okay, well, I can't even get a link right now. Ugh, God damn it. Okay, well, I'll work on that. I'll work on that. Not today though, but I do have a Discord, and you can call into the show through the Discord. But I'll work on that. I didn't realize my link was messed up. My bad. Anyway, back to the Swattings. Let me pull up this other. Oh, so there was more to this. So he's not just getting swatted now. He's also having people send pizzas to his house now. So now that he's been doxxed and people know where he lives, they're now sending pizzas to his house.
And I'm assuming that they're expecting him to pay for the pizzas.
Well, yeah, I mean, Papa John's or whoever this is, I believe it's Papa John's. They don't know that it's a false call, right? They know
Right.
that they're supposed to bring it to this house, and yeah, I guess he would be expected to pay
Right.
that. Or I mean, this has happened before. This isn't the first time that stuff like this has happened. You're not hurting the person that got swatted when you send pizzas to their house. Uh, the pizza's name on the receipt says Jamie White as well, the InfoWars reporter who got murdered. That's
Wow.
crazy. So
Yep.
that's Outworld Live
Oh,
saying that. That's just incredibly
evil
messed
people,
up.
man.
Evil people. No, this is terroristic. The stuff
It
like
is
this is terroristic. You're directly threatening people when you do crap like this.
some
And
Gotham City shit.
I hope they find who's doing this. But what I was trying to say was, you're not necessarily hurting the person that you're sending these pizzas to. Like, yeah, sure, you are threatening them when you do stuff like this. Like, hey, I know where you live, and then when you couple it with the fact that you're putting the name of Jamie White, who was the Infowars reporter that was murdered, when you couple it with that, you are threatening these people, but you're also hurting the pizza places that you're forcing, because they're losing out on profit when you do this. They had to make the pizzas.
Yep.
They're not
It's not
making
time to
money
get
because
there.
yeah, because I'm not going to pay for the pizzas. Owen Schroyer's not going to pay for the pizzas. When you send pizzas to people's houses, they're not going to pay for them. They didn't order them, and
I
then you're
think the
just
quickest way to stop that is for them to give the pizza like for free. And so it's like, oh, thanks for helping me out, guys. Like free
yeah,
pizza for a week, and then they're like, oh, well, this isn't working. It's not like causing him any sort of money or anything like that because they aren't trying to, you know, screw over the pizza company. They're trying to screw over Owen.
right.
So I don't
So
know.
uh,
I
so
think it's
Owen Schroyer has
yeah,
been talking about this. He'll be updating stuff as time goes on. He was going to put out a statement. I don't think he looks like he's live right now, so he's probably talking about it live right now. But no, absolutely crazy. And I don't know where this stops. At some point, someone's going to get hurt from this, because what are we at now? We're up to at least 14 that I know of. At least 14 influencers have been swatted.
yeah.
So this hasn't died down. It's only getting worse. And then when you couple it with the fact that I mean, we've been talking about it throughout this week, but we had this one recently that we didn't talk about. Let me pull this up. So the FBI is investigating Tesla arson in Las Vegas. Several Tesla vehicles were deliberately set on fire at a service center in Las Vegas, with the FBI investigating the incident as a potential act of domestic terrorism. These acts follow a pattern of vandalism against Tesla properties nationwide. The events have been condemned by figures like Attorney General Pam Bondi as acts of violence that threaten public safety and property. So we have a video here. Let's see. Elon Musk had already rightfully predicted this back in May 2022.
Yeah.
Did he now? Let's see the video. In the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party, but they have become the party of division and hate. So I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now watch their dirty tricks campaign against me unfold. And that is coupled with the video in the background. That's like a perfect representation.
Very
But I don't know. Like, would you consider this terrorism at this point?
I think so. Like, doesn't terrorism have to have a level of like trying to push a political agenda in
Yeah.
order to
So
be
the definition of
terrorism?
terrorism is something to the effect, it's like violence with a political goal.
Right. And so,
So
yeah,
yeah, I would say
people are saying like Musk derangement syndrome or something. I almost think of it as Trump derangement syndrome by proxy, because you know it's Teflon Don. Nothing has worked against him. So then they just find the next thing to latch on to. And I don't know. It's crazy that we're to the point where people are so easily radicalized and manipulated. Like it doesn't even seem like there was too much to instigate this. Like when the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, you had all the different politicians. You see these people out in a crowd, you go out and make a scene, or
Yeah.
there was all the punch a Nazi stuff going on or whatever. Like I I don't see that level of instigation. I mean, maybe I just haven't been looking, but it just seems like people were already radicalized, and one
They
person
just took a
one
break
person did
while
it, and it's
Biden was.
copycats.
They took a break while Biden was in office because they thought they had the power back, but they let their guard down, and we got back into power, and now they're raging. Is essentially what this is. They're throwing their temper tantrums, but adults throwing temper tantrums are extremely dangerous. I mean, we have comments like this from Outworld Live, Joey Cannoli. Check them out. Political motivation. If they consider January 6th terrorism, this is absolutely, yeah. If January 6th is terrorism, then all this stuff with the swattings and the vandalism of Teslas, this is absolutely terrorism. And then we also have this from Sean Saint, 1976. My stupid question of the day is, don't Teslas have cameras all over them? Why haven't we heard about people getting arrested yet? So my answer to that would probably be they do have camera footage of these people, but either they are covering their faces when they do it, or all of the information has been turned over to the places like the FBI. So we'll likely hear more about that, but they probably do have camera footage of people doing this.
Yeah, we're probably a couple days out from like some arrest records being released.
Yeah, and the reason we're seeing videos of like on the stream yesterday, we talked about people, what's called? We talked about people vandalizing Teslas and stuff like that. That is someone's like personal Tesla. This is people at like this is service stations and like actual Tesla dealerships. So this is different. Elon Musk has to handle it a little differently. He can't just post the videos of people online. He's got to go through actual investigative stuff to figure out how to bring these people to justice. But no, I hope this stuff stops. This doesn't make the Democrats look good in any way. I don't know how this makes anyone look good. And I have this tweet pulled up now. They were talking about it on Timcast last night. They're actually doxing people that own Teslas. Did you see this, Rain Man?
I did. Be careful with it, because
I'm not going to click on
I
it.
was a little off put when they were like talking about the names of some people who were on whatever website it is.
Yeah, I do not encourage people going there. The only thing I'm going to say is that this website, it does exist. I don't know the name of it, and if I did, I wouldn't share it. This website does exist, and the cursor, while you're on this website, it shows you the location of many people that own Teslas, as well as Tesla stations and stuff like that. The website cursor is a Molotov cocktail. So this is outright terrorism. Whoever is controlling the site is absolutely aiding and abetting in terrorism, and they're trying to incite violence against people. So I don't know. Like I've said it a few times now, I don't know where this goes, but Tim Pool likes to bring up civil war, and like, at what point do you call this stuff civil war? Like this, they can't fight us politically, so they have gone to direct action. They have gone to swatting. They have gone to vandalizing Tesla dealerships and Teslas directly. Like, at what point do you call this civil war action? Like, this is like precursor.
I think the only reason that it's not that people wouldn't call it civil war is because the right isn't doing anything comparable, and so it's just. And I'm not saying that they should, because we have the administrative power, but if there was some sort of right response to it, then people would immediately say that it is civil war.
So what do you call political strife in which only one side is going along with violence?
I mean, would you say that they're trying for like a revolution or something?
That's exactly right. If the right isn't combating this, they're not going out, and I'm not saying they should. If they're not going out and doing this similar actions, and it's only the Democrats. I mean, the past 8 years, it's primarily Democrats. When have we heard, besides January 6th, which wasn't even that, it was blown way out of proportion. That's the only thing that Republicans have done, or conservatives have done, or people on the right have done. January 6th is the big thing, right? What can you point to besides that has been an attack by people on the right?
Yeah, next thing, other than maybe I don't know.
What was it, Charlottesville or something like that, where Donald Trump was like, "There's fine people on both sides except the neo-Nazis who should be condemned totally."
Exactly.
Like that's the only other big one. But like, was anyone even hurt that day? Like,
you don't see this type of
You don't see this happening on the right. When Biden was in power,
Decentralized violence, right?
yeah, when Biden was in power, you didn't see stuff like this. You didn't, and there was all kinds of crazy stuff that Biden was doing. We just don't see it coming from the right. So it does seem like they're trying to enact a revolution, and they have been for a while. And I don't think they'll be successful. But let's see. Joe, we got a few comments here. The right needs to get better at using the left's moves against them. Absolutely. I mean, this is clearly the left doing this, and we need to utilize that because we need to
I
put it front and center and be like, look, guys, do you want to be on the side that vandalizes vehicles and swats people, or do you want to be on the side of rationale and like peacefulness?
Right. Like, and I think it comes down to narrative. Like, this needs to be expressed as terrorism, and it needs to be, you know, because the left is going to argue that it's revolution, the right's going to argue that it's terrorism, and whoever wins that narrative battle is going to be, the side that gets the support. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that just something needs to be done to combat the lawlessness from like a law enforcement point of view. Like nobody, all of these people should be hit with the book for the terrorism that they're doing, and
Well,
that
Pam Bondi was
that
saying
should be the right
minimum.
response.
Pam Bondi was saying minimum 20 years. So I would agree. You go set fire to Teslas and Tesla stations, minimum 20 years. That because that stuff's crazy. We should not let you out on the streets. You need 20 years to think about that crap.
Right, and I
Uh,
think the first step has to be to deem it domestic terrorism, and then you charge,
Absolutely.
and people, and these people can be charged heavy sentences because they're taking action in domestic terrorism.
Joey said it's like a chess game. Your knight takes my bishop, but leave yourself open, and a pawn can take your knight. And then we got Lynch Mob in the chat. He commented yellow. What's up, Lynch Mob?
I'll go ahead
But
and take the queen.
what? Yeah,
I
yeah, and
said,
then
I'll go ahead and take their queen.
right. But no, it is like a game of chess, and we need to start. Everyone's always says Trump's playing 4D chess or whatever, but no, that it is one big chess game, and we need to start making our moves right. Because like this stuff going on, then like you said, you're absolutely correct. The narrative needs to be that this is domestic terrorism. The swattings need to be. It's not just domestic terrorism. This is attempted murder. You are
Mhm.
attempting to get these people murdered. And then the Tesla vandalism and stuff, you're directly trying to harm people when you do that. All of this is domestic terrorism.
Yep. And
And then
that law
Joey
enforcement
says
needs to be
Lynch is a big supporter. Shout out, yes, shout out to Lynch Mob, great guy. But what were you gonna say?
just. I forgot what I was going to say. Just more of the
Sorry,
same.
I don't mean to
Just
cut you
agreeing
off.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, no. We'll see what happens going forward with that. We will get Bear Jakes here in just a moment. But I do have one more thing to bring up about this, and then he'll be in for the last about 20 minutes of the show once he does get in here. And then let me bring up this. So Waltz was talking about Tesla. So Waltz Tesla stock jibe sparks controversy. Tim Waltz, the former Democratic vice presidential candidate, has publicly expressed enjoyment over the decline in Tesla's stock price. The statement was made during a political feud with Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla. Critics argue that his comments reflect a political vendetta. Well, excuse me, while supporters might see it as critiquing one of America's most prominent entrepreneurs. So let's play this clip. There is a longer clip of him talking, but this is like the one being shared around. So let's see it.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone. They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out. Just telling you. Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this.
So I don't know. Like he has to know that these attacks are occurring, right? And
Right.
he's
So
out.
remember, sorry,
Go ahead.
remember earlier when I said that we aren't seeing a lot of people pushing the rhetoric the same way that we saw uh, people saying like, "Get out and make a scene if you see these people." Well, maybe I take that back because like this is just a soft way to encourage these actions even further.
Absolutely. And what's called what is this? Oh, Okay. While we're here, but so no, this is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know. I like you said, absolutely. This is like a soft way of encouraging this. But one thing, I this is the first time for oh no, it went away. I need one more viewer. Come back. I was gonna have an advertisement, my first ever advertisement.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
okay. I caught it too soon. It's okay. But no, with Tim Waltz, I did see other clips of him. I was trying to find it. But this is like a soft way of encouraging violence. Exactly. And as I'm scrolling through here, there's people talking about how this guy was almost vice president. He was almost vice president. And he's making comments like this.
Yeah, I mean, to root for the demise of a great American company is a bad look for a politician. I feel like let's if I'm being fair, would we root for the downfall of like Microsoft or something because Bill Gates is part of the Illuminati or some shit, right?
Well,
But
I think that's different because I mean, Bill Gates was probably on the Epstein list too. But what's the funniest thing about this is that Democrats are supposed to be like the global warming party, right? They're supposed to be like, oh, global warming's bad, and we need to save the planet, buy an electric car, and it's like
yeah.
Tesla is the biggest electric car dealer in the world. Uh,
So
it's funny because all these other car companies that are making electric cars now, they are begging Elon Musk to be able to use his charging stations because he's already laid out the infrastructure for everybody. He already like everyone uses the Tesla charger. Like
yeah,
Tesla is the biggest electric car company. So why would you be rooting for their downfall when you're the party that wants all this global warming crap, or
because
the climate change stuff? Like
it's
it just
because
seems,
the cult said to.
yeah, the
Like
cult
it
said
doesn't matter
to.
if it doesn't matter if the logic is there or not. The cult says Tesla bad, and so then you get people rooting against them.
No, it just it doesn't make any sense. You would think that they would be all for Tesla, even despite the political stuff around it. Just for the simple fact that it's an electric car company and it's the biggest one. And keep in mind, I mean, we even said it at the start of this segment. Elon even said he's like the Democrats have gone crazy. They used to be the party of peace. That's clear, or peace and kindness, and they clearly aren't. And he's going to start voting Republican. And then he even said, "Watch them start pulling the dirty tricks out on me." And as soon as he announced that he's flipping, he all of a sudden Democrats don't like Teslas and stuff like that, which doesn't make any sense. They should love Teslas.
Yep.
Let's see. Back in Blanco said, Kane and Lynch was a game, but that's unrelated. Sorry, just got to the gym. I don't know what Kane and Lynch is. Oh, he's probably talking about he probably got reminded of that because of Lynch Mob. We're still waiting on Bear Jakes. It won't pull up on the app when I click the link, and the webpage says go to the app. My buddy has had that issue before. Do you know how to fix that?
I do not. Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
To turn it off, turn it back on. Let's see. You could talk if you have anything to say. I'm messaging him.
For sure. I don't know. I just think that you really see. I don't know. Tim Walz is just a weird dude, and so in order to try and relate to people, he has to just buy into the current thing. Like in order for him to be popular, he has to be a cult member himself. And he paused for applause after he said it. It was like his grand punchline. And so I just think it's fake and manufactured. And I think it's funny that when he was running as vice president, the left was taking the whole weird comment. Oh, JD's weird. Oh, the right is weird. Look how weird the right is. But like anytime I see Tim Walz talk about anything, my only feeling about him is that he's just kind of a weird dude. And so like, how are you going to have this? I don't know. How are they going to try and steal the phrase weird when you have the weirdest person out there as the running mate?
He kept making weird comments too. Like the one that I like to pull up is like he made that commercial with Kamala Harris, and they were talking about white guy tacos or something like that. The dude has an award-winning taco recipe, and he was talking about how he likes like he only eats white guy tacos, which is just like meat and cheese or something.
Yeah,
but he has a legit recipe that has won awards for tacos, and it's like, what are you? What? That is the weirdest. You want to talk about weird? Like that's friggin' weird. I don't know.
It'd be a cooler thing to brag about your award-winning taco, not to dumb yourself down as the goofy white guy.
Right. I don't know. It's the whole thing was weird. I'm glad that we don't have him as VP and Kamala as president. But unfortunately for me in California, guys, share the video because we need to get the word out there. I'm talking about how Kamala Harris might try to run for governor of California. If you thought Gavin Newsom was bad, please help me.
That's
please.
terrifying.
You're telling me you don't live here.
Yeah. I'm in the state north of you, and so whatever California does, Oregon follows pretty closely behind.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. So, well, we will see. We will see. I sincerely hope that she doesn't run. But I mean, what else do you do? I mean, that'd be kind of embarrassing on her part, though, don't you think? Like, oh, I didn't get the presidency, I'll settle for governorship. Like, I don't know. It seems a little sad, in my opinion, but got to do what you got to do. And then so
just trying to cling on to some sort of relevancy.
Yeah, and Bear Jakes is having issues getting on. I'm not sure how to help him there. My buddy has had that issue before. But before we move on to the next story, I do have this first ever ad read for Tyler today. Let's pull this up. Let's see. Bam, got it. All right. First ever ad read, guys. You can check it out on the screen there. 1775 coffee. Weak coffee is for the weak, and at Rumble, weak has never been part of the mission. No fillers, no fraud, and no settling for mediocrity, just like 1775 coffee. It's a single origin, small farm, hand-picked, specialty grade coffee that stands for quality, free speech, and calling out BS when it matters. Gotta love free speech, guys. I love my free speech. Mm-hmm. Forget stale, mass-produced beans, roasted just enough to hide the flaws. Dark roast hits like a Trump tariff. Medium roast keeps it bold without the bitterness, and Vitality Mushroom Blend, real energy and lasting focus, no synthetic garbage. For K-Cup pods, whole bean, or fresh ground coffee, go to 1775coffee.com, use code STUDIO for 15% off, and start your morning with coffee that stands for something. Oh, and every dollar spent enters you to win a Cybertruck and $30K in cash. Awesome. And I'd like to add this on there. Joey Cannoli of Outworld Live, he swears by this coffee. He said he loves it. He can't go a day without it. So Joey Cannoli says it's great coffee, guys. So if you're interested in coffee, go check that out for sure. But all right, back to the news. I apologize, Bear Jakes. I'm not sure how to get you in on this. I know that Rumble Studio likes to give people the business, especially when it comes to audio issues. Or not audio. Sorry, my bad. Mobile gets the business the worst when it comes to Rumble. So, yeah. And then again for the 1775 coffee, Outworld Live, Joey Cannoli says I'm an addict. So if that's not a good enough promo for you, I don't know. But
speaking of news, Tyler dropping his first ad. Look at you go, bud.
Look at that first ad, guys. Hell yeah. Oh, hey, wait, and bigger news. Bam. Bear Jakes just got onto the stage, I think.
Hey, let's go.
I believe so. There he is.
So big.
So, perfect timing, guys. Look at that. We got our first ad and our third guest.
Let's go.
So we just need Bear Jakes to get his audio working, and if he can turn his camera on, that's up to you. Moving on up like the Jeffersons. Oh, there you go. Tell him he can join me. My guest today is going to be late. So Bear Jakes, you're also invited onto Outworld Live, if you can hear me.
And where's my invite? See, I told you Joey hates me.
Joey does not hate you. Propaganda. Propaganda. I will not stand for propaganda on my show. All right. So let's get. We got a couple more stories while we wait for Bear Jakes. Let's talk about update to the Crew 9 astronauts. They have been safely returned to Earth. This is great news. I'm sorry that it's taken. Joey says fake news in the comments, by the way. TJ Rainman just had to point that out. I'm going to put that up there. Fake news. Invite retracted if he figured it out. So update to the Crew 9. Sorry it took 8 months, but glad to see you back on Earth. I look forward to any comments that they may make. 4 astronauts from the Crew 9 mission included NASA astronauts Nick Hague. I'm terrible with names, guys, so this is for you. In the comments, but I'm going to butcher all the names. I don't do it on purpose, but laugh at me all you want. And I'm going to try my best, including NASA astronauts Nick Hague, Suni Williams, Butch Wilmore, and what is that? What kind of name is that? Roscoe Smos? I butchered that for sure. Okay, well that's why it's a cosmonaut. It's Alexander Gorbunov. Dude, I'm terrible with names. I feel so bad. I probably butchered those names. I tried my best, guys. Having successfully returned to Earth after spending 286 days, almost a full year in space, on the International Space Station, the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft named Freedom, amazing, love the name,
Awesome.
splashed down off the coast of Florida near Tallahassee. Concluding their mission, celebrations of their safe return have been highlighted by various figures, including President Trump and Elon Musk, with a notable mention of dolphins surrounding the capsule upon splashdown. That's awesome.
That's kind of very poetic.
That is a little bit poetic. And then we do have the video, so let's play this video. I'm going to blow it up here. So this is the video of the capsule actually
and splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
Oh, I didn't know they were going to have audio. Jeez. Yeah, absolutely great to see them home. I thought it was just going to be the 2 astronauts, but it turns out they brought 4 home. So that's absolutely awesome.
Phenomenal footage, by the way.
Yeah, this is a great camera footage. It must be a drone.
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut.
Are we going to see the dolphins? I want to see the dolphins.
Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome
home. Yeah, I was
home.
seeing the dolphins when the boat was coming up to them.
Okay, I didn't see him there. Is Bear Jakes here? Oh no, we lost Bear Jakes. No, I'm sorry, Bear Jakes. It's okay. We could always try again. We could always try again. You got something to add?
So my question is, I'm curious about like the left's response to this, because there's no way that anybody could say anything bad about this happening. You know what I mean? And so how is this going to be spun into a negative thing because it's Elon that did it?
Well, I mean, Biden didn't want to bring him home just because it was Elon. So
that's absolutely insane.
Okay, I do have some other stories I did want to get into. We'll talk about this one briefly. So the CIA, this is an ongoing story, so I don't have much information on it yet. But the CIA is under lockdown. It was last updated an hour ago after a gunman threats. So a gunman showed up at the CIA headquarters in Virginia. A significant police response was prompted, including SWAT teams, was deployed to the CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia, after an armed man was reported making threats at the facility's gates. The incident took place shortly after the release of the new JFK assassination files by the National Archives. Though no official connection has been made between the two events, the situation led to a lockdown of the CIA headquarters with no injuries reported at the time. So this is an ongoing story. There's videos of the massive police response. So we'll likely update everyone about that tomorrow. Hopefully everyone is safe, and hopefully the individual is apprehended without incident.
Yeah, I'm curious about the motive on it.
Yeah, no, I'm curious as to what the actual motive is on that. I didn't have the presentation up. That is my bad, guys. I I already closed out of it. Oh, well. But so the CIA had a gunman. There was massive police response. Basically, the videos I was just showing was like police cars and stuff. The bigger story that I wanted to talk about with Bear Jakes, I have 2 of them that we'll get into real quick. Briefly, we'll talk about we'll talk about the Giza pyramids, because this is a non-political story. I just thought this was freaking cool. So Giza pyramids, underground secrets unveiled by radar. Recent SAR synthetic aperture radar scans near the Giza pyramid complex have revealed extensive underground structures. These findings include vertical cylindrical formations and large chambers beneath the Khafre pyramid, suggesting complex engineering possibly overlooked in traditional historical narratives. While the scans confirm the presence of these anomalies, the function and builders of these structures remain subject to further research. So I'm going to play a 3D modeling of this, and we'll see. They might have audio here too. Let's see.
3D model of the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, this model has revealed a previously unknown chamber with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof, which in of itself is an architectural design unlike any previously documented in the Giza Pyramid. The most shocking discovery lies beneath the surface, below ground level. Radar tomography has identified vertical cylindrical structures extending for hundreds of meters beneath the pyramid. There are 8 of these cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows, ascending to an astonishing depth
Absolutely
of
crazy,
648 meters.
That's mind-blowing.
Intriguing. At the base of these structures are two massive cubic formations measuring approximately 80 meters in diameter. The tomographic data suggests that these are vertical wells with intricate spiral pathways. Now, this design not only implies a functional purpose, but also a level of sophisticated engineering that completely blows the dynastic Egyptian model out of the water. I mean, the pyramid is
They're power plants, right?
Say again.
They're power plants, right? Like
I don't know. I mean, that's been the theory for the longest time, right? Joey said, I played Assassin's Creed Origins. I knew this about the pyramids already.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
But Bear Jake said, "Holy schlit, am I finally in the chat?" You're in the Rumble Studio chat. Bear Jake's, I don't know what's going on. We need you to unmute.
So wait, now he can probably turn on his camera and turn on his mic, and
yeah,
right?
you have to turn on your camera and your microphone. I can't do that for you. Joey said ancient aliens. Yeah, no, I want to figure out what's going on with these new discoveries.
The biggest question has always been, how did they lift the blocks? How did they lift the blocks up so high? No one's ever really thought of how did they bury the blocks down lower. You know,
my favorite theory is they floated the blocks using kind of like how when we use boats through send boats through shipping lanes and stuff like that. Right. They drain the water to different levels.
I've seen that.
So it could have been something like that. Oh, do we finally have Bear Jakes? I heard a mic ruffle. You there, Bear Jakes?
I think I am. Can you hear me?
We got you in on the last 5 minutes. What's up? Wait, we can hear you.
Well, better late than never.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, so this is perfect.
I can't hear you. I've heard you this whole time for like the last 15 minutes. I've been frantically trying to figure it out.
No, it's okay. I don't know how to do Rumble on mobile exactly. So while we have you here, we'll go into this final story. This is the one I wanted to talk about you with, or talk with you about it. You got 8 minutes. I start at 35. Okay, so Joey said he's starting 5 minutes later than usual. So we got extra time to talk about this. So. All right, one of the bigger stories that I wanted to talk about. I was waiting for Bear Jakes to get on. I'm glad he can make it in. So, Bear Jakes, so I know you don't have your camera, but that's fine. At least we have the audio. We could just use our beautiful faces, and you could talk. Joey said he always starts at 35. I didn't know that, Joey. I thought he started at 30. Okay. Minnesota governor.
Son of a bitch! It just froze.
It froze. We can still hear you. Can you hear us? Oh no!
Now you're back.
So Minnesota State Senator Justin Eichhorn was arrested in Bloomington for allegedly soliciting a minor for prostitution. The arrest took place after Eichhorn communicated with an undercover detective posing as a 16-year-old girl. Following the incident, Republican leaders in the state have called for his resignation, highlighting the irony of his recent involvement in a bill aimed at diagnosing political opposition as a mental illness. So this is the same senator that wanted to make Trump derangement syndrome a actual mental disorder. Any thoughts on this, guys?
Wow. I just get pretty sick of hearing things like this from people that are supposed to be leading us.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. Like he's trying to push forward this bill that's supposed to make the left have Trump derangement syndrome as a mental disorder, right? But here he is, literally trying to solicit activities from a minor. Like, who really has the mental disorder, man?
Despite what good he was trying to do, the fact that he was trying to do this, like, you know what I mean? Like, political side, political position aside. Terrible person. Fuck up for it. Like go team. Did the sting and actually got this disgusting human being on.
Bear Jakes, we're getting is it pretty windy where you're at?
Yeah, we actually missed the storm today, but we got 50-mile-an-hour wind. You can probably hear it through the wall of my house.
No, that's what I was asking because it's picking up on the mic.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of ghosts.
A little bit. It's all right. It's crazy. So this happened just, what was it, yesterday. Minnesota GOP Senator Eichhorn arrested after trying to meet up with a 16-year-old girl. And because he is a senator, we can't, like, there has to be a bunch of proceedings to forcibly remove him. So now they're calling for his resignation. He needs to resign after this finding, after being caught like this. He needs to resign. There's no way. And keep in mind, this is a conservative, guys. This is not someone on the left. This is a conservative. This is within our own party. Technically, I'm a conservative. So this is within our own party, and we need to call it out when it happens. This man is absolutely disgusting. Needs to have the book thrown at him, and he needs to resign.
So what's the process for someone else taking his position after he resigns? How?
It's different depending on the state. Like, I know Florida, the governor can appoint someone. So I don't know what the rule is for Minnesota. They might have to have a special election, or he might be able to. The Minnesota governor might appoint someone. I'm not sure how it works in Minnesota, but regardless of how it works, they need to. If he's not going to resign, they need to immediately remove him. Whatever the process is for that.
I would assume that it would be impeachment and.
Yep. So he needs to be impeached. It's as simple as that.
Was he convicted, or this is allegations?
No, dude, he was caught by an undercover cop.
Yeah, so it's pretty cut and dry on this one.
It's pretty cut and dry. There was an undercover cop posing as a 16-year-old, and he tried to elicit relations.
Dude, so
yeah,
back in like 2020, the apartment that I live in got burgled, and the only reason that we caught the person is because on the next complex down, they were doing a sting operation. And so the cop was literally parked on the street in front of my complex, and saw the gal walk into the parking lot and walk out and whatnot. But I don't know. It's go them for a successful situation, but how do we let something like that get in power in the first place? Like,
I feel like that's the majority of the people in power. That's probably tame for the stuff they pull, if I had to bet.
Oh, no, I mean, absolutely, right?
Like, that's more of the tame of what they do. I mean, didn't some just get caught having gay butt sex in the whatever office? Did they get removed or have to resign or even charged with anything, or are they still in power?
That story died. Like that story, nothing ever happened with that story.
That's crazy. Those were just like staffers, and so I'm sure they were let go.
Yeah, the staffers were like, I'm pretty sure the staff, whoever they were let go. They weren't actual politicians, but who knows? They probably saw other politicians doing it and they thought it was fine, right? But they just decided to record it. But
so as far as we know, they're still in power.
Oh, I mean, like you said, even like this is par for the course for people in power, right? But we have this video, so let's see. Breaking, this is from Really American. Breaking, Republican Senator Justin Eichhorn has just been arrested for soliciting a minor for prostitution after filming a self-righteous video accusing Democrats of dubious acts. The Minnesota GOP has asked him to step down. Life comes at you fast. So let's play this video real quick, and then we'll send you over to Joey.
Every Sunday night during session, I say goodbye to my wife and kids and make the 3-hour trek to St. Paul to fight for our way of life, because day after day, it is under attack from Metro liberals.
A Minnesota state senator just arrested, accused of soliciting a minor for prostitution. 40-year-old Senator Justin Eichhorn is a Republican representing Grand Rapids. Bloomington police say that detectives posed as a 16-year-old girl and arranged to meet with him in Bloomington. Well, he was arrested after arriving in the area of the meeting spot.
Every Sunday.
Absolutely. I mean, the comment at the end there, I mean, that's basically sums it up. Life comes at you fast. It sure does. This guy, you know, he's busy trying to make the opposition out to be the enemy when he is the enemy within. That's the easiest way to put it.
Cast him out, exile. Yeah,
absolutely. We're going to start closing down here. Joey's going to start his show. Bear Jakes, I'm glad we can get you on here at the end. We'll now that we have things figured out, we'll have you again in the future.
I just had to change it to desktop side on my cell phone. Sorry for all the hubbub. I am so fucking tech illiterate.
No, you're good, man. But now that we have it figured out, it should be smooth sailing in the future. Hopefully, that is the hope, right?
You'll actually have me back?
Yeah, I'll have you back.
Oh, right on. Cool.
This goes for everyone on the Discord. I'm trying to get people on the Discord to come join me on the show and have conversations with me. So Bear Jakes, we'll let you have well, actually, TJ Rainman, you can call out whatever you want to call out.
Sure. Thanks for chatting with me. It's been fun. Bear Jake, nice to meet you. I'll see you around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Follow me on X, TERAKRAIS. Yeah, I'll see you sometime.
Awesome. And then Bear Jakes, you want to share anything on your way out?
I don't have any socials. Just love your wife and kids and eat a bunch of steak.
There you go. Hell yeah. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my outro. I'm going to mute both of you guys now. And then, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Tyler Today News. Appreciate everybody. We had our first ad read today because I had enough viewers. Greatly appreciate all you guys checking out the channel. Make sure to go check out Joey Canoli's show. I'm going to send you guys over there right now. But I'm going to go ahead and play my outro. Again, appreciate every one of you. Love all you guys. And Christ is King. Peace out, guys. Play the outro. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to support me and support what I do, make sure you hit that like button, thumbs up, whatever you're watching from. If you are watching me from YouTube, go over to Rumble. If you're watching me from Rumble, go over to YouTube. Up to you. Always appreciate the extra follow. You could also follow me on X at Tyler Today News or at Tyler Rittenhour, which is my full name. Tyler Today News, YouTube, Tyler Today News, Rumble. Or if you want to go ahead and watch me over on Twitch for when I stream. I also stream at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, but I do stream from all three platforms. I just stream on Twitch as well, just to, have my name out there on Twitch as well. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.